Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Luke Hannon. It's an absolute privilege to be your MC tonight. And on behalf of the entire Sanfilippo crew, welcome to Trivia. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land that our many meetings take place on today. So in Sydney, the traditional owners are the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and we pay our respects to their elders both past and present. In Melbourne, we respectfully acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Boon Wurrung and Woi Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and pay our respects to their elders both past and present. And in Adelaide, we acknowledge we're meeting on the traditional country of the Kaurna people of the Adelaide Plains. We recognise and respect their cultural heritage, beliefs and relationship with the land. And we acknowledge they are of continuing importance to the Kaurna people living today. A little over 4 months ago, the team and I sat down and were wondering what we were going to do for this year's event. And there was really one burning question: how to make this year's event bigger than it's ever been, and how to make it a night to remember. From this, we found our vision, and we thought big, massive in fact. We, 6 volunteers, were going to run the biggest event, dollar for dollar, that Westpac had ever seen. We proposed this solution in our vision. And the naysayers said it couldn't be done. You'll ruin the brand. Just stick to what you do best. Doesn't sound familiar, does it? 3 simple words followed next, and they're from a friend of mine, a good friend and a leadership legend, Andy Fell. Decide, commit, go. It's pretty simple to get things done in life. Make a decision, commit to it, and go. So the team committed in a big way. We worked our butts off. And at the core, I think at the epicentre, we knew our why. We were giving back and giving to the Sanfilippo Children's Foundation. Importantly, I'm proud to announce that we're not alone. Tonight I stand before you, and there's 5 sites joining us. On YouTube Live, we've got Concord, Melbourne, Adelaide, we're of course live here in Kent Street, and somewhere in India, David Miller apparently is live as well. We're not too sure. So apparently, I don't know where he is. But that's 350 people. 350 people. Together tonight for one amazing cause, the Sanfilippo Children's Foundation. Now, we'll get to Sanfilippo in a moment, but I think it's important to thank the army of volunteers behind this monumental event. Marg Crook, Kerry Gill, Alana Fitton, Vanessa Ritchie, John Bergman, Dean Tonks, David Miller, Michael Baranowski, Michael Burns, Samira Butt, Andrea Young, Linda Gui, Bernice Millwood, Honor Edwards, Julie Byrne, Mr. and Mrs. Heather and Shane Green, Carmen Chan, Deepto Joshi, Gurang Shah, Farzin Irani and Alison Coghlan. So put your hands together for the massive team that's made this monumental event. Sanfilippo, our why. Yet what is Sanfilippo? Well, Sanfilippo refers to Sanfilippo syndrome. It's a rare genetic brain disorder that causes fatal brain damage. And it's known as a childhood impairment because most patients born with it don't reach adulthood. So what can we do to help? Well, in addition to this record-breaking event, Westpac has a proud history of partnering with the Sanfilippo Children's Foundation. In 2015, 7 brave souls, some who probably shouldn't be running, ran 1,000 Ks from Melbourne to Sydney, and the Sanfilippo 1000 was born. Now, over the years that followed, the Sanfilippo 1000 grew. An evolution took place, and this year it's a complete privilege to announce that there's 5 massive events. So what started with 7 blokes and a run from Melbourne to Sydney has 5 events with over 400 people all coming together for this amazing cause, Sanfilippo. But you might be wondering, how does this make a difference? Like, what difference does it make? By being here tonight in Concord, in Melbourne, in Adelaide and in Mumbai, you're leading change. But what do I mean by that? What is change? Well, the money we raise tonight, and keep in mind it gets matched by Westpac, has the power to change someone's life. But think about that for a moment. Each and every one of you here has within your control to rewrite history for someone. Of course, we're here to raise vital funds, and that's really important. But having spoke to some of these parents of these precious kids, being here tonight is more than money. And that more is a parent knowing that there's people out there like you here tonight that care. That more energises them. It illuminates their hearts. It's a loving mummy and daddy being able to tell their kids truthfully that it's going to be okay. It fuels these parents to fight for another day, because although their journeys are long, extraordinarily tough and tiring, these parents know that no longer are they travelling alone. I guess what warms my heart the most, having been involved for a number of years now with the Sanfilippo Children's Foundation, is that the great work done, like the work we're doing tonight, is driving real change. In May last year, the government approved a gene therapy trial, and I'm proud to announce that's actually started. So for a select few of these kids, the reality is different. Brighter days are ahead, and the parents can rest easy knowing that genuinely it's going to be okay. So from the bottom of our hearts, the entire crew, the Sanfilippo people, we thank you. Please give yourself a round of applause. So what can you win tonight by being here? Apart from changing lives and rewriting history for some people, tonight we will crown the inaugural Westpac World Champion of Trivia. We'll be plotting site against site, state against state, to determine who's really the cream of the crop. Importantly, you'll note the Sanfilippo crew circulating, selling raffle tickets, and this applies to the online states as well. We've got individualised raffle prizes for Adelaide, Melbourne, and Concord, and Kent Street will be sharing because New South Wales is kind of New South Wales. Here's a flavour of what you can get. There's brewery tours, sporting tickets, alcohol, food, and much, much more. See your site champions and spend up big, because the more you buy, the better off these families will be, and importantly, it might increase your chances of winning. Unless everyone buys up, and then the probability kind of stays the same, but ignore that for a moment. Last but not least, we've got an amazing silent auction. This is my personal favourite. Sam Smith tickets, so if you're a Sam Smith fan, woo, get onto those. Theatre and movie vouchers. There's a Buddy Franklin thing over there that needs to be unwrapped, but it's pretty impressive. My personal favourite, apart from Sam Smith, is leadership coaching from Andy Fell. Worth almost $700. We've touched on Andy earlier tonight. He's an ex-St George GM of the retail bank, and he runs his own virtual leadership courses. They're amazing. You get 6 sessions, access to a private Facebook community, that's top shelf, and ongoing access to Andy. So I think that's great value. In addition, there's some pretty big mentoring sessions on offer. Now, a dozen senior leaders within Westpac, including Nick Reed, Brian Hartzer, David Lindbergh, and Peter King, so half the GE team, and a bunch of GMs, some of which are here tonight, so bid up big for them, especially if you work for them. They're going to mentor between 1 and 6 people. Importantly, some of them are at lunch. Some of them include alcohol. There's a massive lunch with Richard and a few of his big mates, so I'm looking forward to having a punt on that one. JB's going to take a few people out as well, so note to the team in Adelaide, if performance review time is coming up, might be a good opportunity to pay for some beers for the boss. But look, importantly, I'm sure you'll agree they represent pretty impressive value. The silent auction table's up there over the back. It's so easy for you to secure your chance. Swing on up there, put your bids on. Now, the bids will be nationwide and, of course, in Mumbai as well. I'm not sure how the exchange rate's going to treat you over there, because $600 is like $1 million rupee, but good luck with that. But look, your auction bids, your raffle tickets, and each and every one of you that's joined us here tonight, you are helping to change the lives of families who really need it and providing hope when it's needed most. So good luck with our raffle, best wishes in trivia, bid courageously in our silent auctions, because if you secure a mentoring session with one of our great leaders, the life you change the most could actually be your own. Thank you.